I'll fly, and I'll fly into the end of the sky. So I'll be the one who doesn't have to say goodbye.
Hey guys, I'm that show. It's My Little Midi psychological cosmic horror video called Sparrow reads I'm Sorry Twilight, My Little Pony fanfic reading. Psychological cosmic horror. Part 2. It is 41 minutes and 20 seconds long. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm Sorry Twilight Part 2. Remember I reacted to the first one with Spike and Spike having some dreams? Or is it more predictions of the future? Maybe. Is it it is sort of like a we call it a shapeshifter. We don't know if it's technically, or there goes my buyer, if it's technically, there he goes again, is the P word, or the P word, the poltergeist. Those poltergeist. Oh yeah, one of those. Yeah, you know what I mean. Let's see what happens next with Spike in his psychological cosmic horror part 2. Let's get the version started in 3, in 2, in 1, go. Warning, the following video contains content that some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm going to get jump scare again. Sparrow presents Sparrow reads I'm Sorry Twilight Part 2. Okay, here we go. Back to pianos.
I'm Sorry Twilight. Written by the Seven Saviors. Part 2. Chapter 4.
Okay. What's chapter 4 then?
For the first time in what felt like ages, I feel refreshed and ready to take on whatever the world has to throw at me.
It's got a huge lot to throw at you.
Aloe and Lotus had completely managed to work out the stress that had been building up for the last several days.
Shit.
And now as I exit the spa, I feel as though I can finally think clearly again. My eyes are bright and clear. My coat, mane, and tail all shine like the sun, exactly as
you come out the spa. I thought they're under lockdown
though. For the first
though.
time since this mess had begun, I feel like I'm ready to confront Spike. Given how much time has passed,
Your mane does shine though, doesn't it?
I decide to pay a visit to Rarity's boutique first. I figure she must have finished her talk with Spike by now, and some of my anxiety
yes, but what's happened in those time periods?
What happened during the conversation?
I just said that.
It's nearly time for Luna to fully raise the moon by the time I leave the spa, and I still have that letter to write, so I try to hurry to the boutique.
It's Twilight. It's actually Twilight then, before the moon comes up.
And my breath catches in my throat. At the same time,
there she goes!
My heartbeat quickens, and a cold shiver runs down my spine. I can feel it. That unseen gaze raking its way across my entire body. I turn this way and that, searching for any sign
something is watching you then.
But I know no pony is there. Most ponies in town have already headed home for the evening, and despite Town Hall being just a block away, this part of Ponyville doesn't get much traffic normally.
Oh, come on!
I'm alone with my...
There she goes again!
And my newfound confidence...
See, when the reaction starts, you go, come on!
Up until now, I'd only ever felt like this at night in my own home. To feel it now, all the way out here? I push down my hesitation, and the fear drives me forward towards the boutique. It doesn't take me long to reach the door of Rarity's abode,
I think something's up though.
I wasted no time in knocking on the door. My panic causes me to knock a little too forcefully, but I pay that no mind as I call
It's
out
Spike
Rarity's
there
name.
though. It's Spike there.
A few seconds of silence pass by, and I receive no response. I don't bother to
Uh-oh.
notice, as I finally remember that this is a public establishment during the day, unless Rarity chooses
That's
to
true.
speak early. Pushing open the door, I quickly step inside and immediately begin searching for Rarity. The distant and familiar sound of Rarity's sewing machine reaches my ears, and I head in the direction of her workroom.
She's sewing something.
I worriedly call out.
Rarity, are you
pushing the
there?
door to her workroom open. Inside,
Is it
I see
moving
her
on its
at her
own, though?
desk, looking exactly the way she had when I'd left the boutique earlier. Her back is turned to me as she continues to silently feed fabric into her machine. She doesn't respond when I call her, nor does she turn.
Is she,
when I step inside the room.
possessed?
I open my mouth to call her name again, but stop when I see her flinch and raise a hoof to her head. She rubs one of her temples before returning to her work.
Oh,
All
what's
of this is done in complete
something is
silence,
wrong here.
save for the whir of her sewing machine. And though she seems fine otherwise,
She's not
my
fine.
unease only grows. Rarity?
Rarity.
I repeat, making my way over to where she sits. When she still doesn't respond, I gently place a hoof on her withers.
Something's controlling her.
Hey,
Really?
Rarity, are you... She
Is it a
steps back in her
spirit?
chair with a startled
Is it a
cry,
spirit controlling
catching me off guard
Rarity?
and causing
It's
me
not
to
the
step
P
back
word.
with a surprised cry
It's
of
not
my
the
own.
bloody P word.
She snaps her head around to face me, her expression one of wide-eyed shock and... fear? Twilight! She breathes,
It's Spike.
pulling
It's
her
something to
foot
do with
her
Spike, isn't it?
chest.
Something to do with Spike.
Goodness! You're scaring
Really,
me.
Sparrow!
She takes a few calming breaths and shuts off her sewing machine before turning back to me with a disapproving frown. I'm glad
Yeah?
to see you, dear. But a little warning certainly wouldn't go amiss, I should think.
We are not.
Sorry, Rarity. I reply with a slight frown of my own. I didn't mean to startle you like that, but I did knock,
I just
and I
that
called her name several times.
several times. Loud bangs. Yeah.
She replies, blinking slowly. I'm sorry, darling.
You were so
She
into your
winces and
work.
presses a hoof to her head again.
She got a headache.
I must have gotten lost in my work again. Tends to happen when I'm on a roll, as it were.
Yes, it happens
She
all the
lowers
time
her head
though.
and looks me up and down, and a pleased smile breaks out across her face.
Why is she smiling like that?
I must say, the Spa Twins do very good work. You look positively gorgeous, Twilight.
Very
A far
spiffing.
cry from when you first stumbled into my boutique.
Season 1
Thanks,
callback.
Rarity, but never mind me.
What about you?
I reply with a grimace of concern. Are you okay?
No.
You seem a bit... out
Down.
of it.
Very out of
I
it.
decide not to tell
Her
her
maid's
about
being
the presence
frazzled.
I felt just yards away from her boutique. I want to see what she has to say about Spike first. And
I think she's
then
too
with her
scared to
strange
talk
reaction,
about Spike though.
or lack thereof.
Yeah.
I do seem to have developed quite the headache since I returned from the library.
Ah, just a headache.
She answers, still massaging her temples. She glances at the sewing machine with a slight frown.
Why is she using the
Just working a
sewing
bit
machine?
harder
She's
than
got
I could, I
headache.
imagine. Nothing a little rest and relaxation won't fix. I have my doubts about that, but rather than dwell on her words,
You need to take a break. Probably you
I
need to
take the
sleep.
opportunity
But
to
it's
find out
it's
more
asleep
about
the
what
best
happened to
thing.
Spike.
Is sleep the best
I
thing
know
we got
this
if
is a
there's
busy
nightmares
season
going
for
about.
you, but try not to push yourself so much. I say in an admonishing tone that turns anxious with my
What
next
tone?
words.
Mushroom tone?
But speaking of the library, though, how did things go with Spike?
Tell me the
The
answers.
moment I mentioned the baby dragon,
She got
something in the
scared.
air shifts, and I feel an invisible yet familiar weight pressed down on me. The breath is sucked from my lungs, and my mouth goes dry, but Rarity doesn't seem to notice. Her
She's
eyes
too-
light up.
She's
and the
too
bright
scared
smile
to talk about
stretches her
Spike.
muzzle wide. Oh, he was just a darling, Twilight.
You're lying.
She gushes. Honestly, I'm not sure why you were so worried about him. Sure, he was surly at first, but just as I told you before, all it took were some caring words and a bit of understanding, and he was back to his old sweet self.
You're lying,
Something
Rarity.
isn't right. Rarity's smile is too wide, her eyes too bright. She sounds like her normal, overly dramatic self, but I can hear something else.
Is something controlling her, or she's too scared to talk about
her?
Or too scared to talk about Spike?
He feels just terrible about the way he's acted and how he's treated you the last couple of weeks. Rarity continues, unaware of my shallow breath.
I don't sense a sense of truth here.
Uncontrollable shaking. I recommend you two sit down and have a talk once you get home. I'm sure he wants to apologize for everything that's happened.
But where is Spike though?
Her smile widens another inch.
It's not little Miss Rarity, is it?
He's your faithful assistant, Twilight. And out of all of us girls, he's probably your closest friend.
Yes, but something is up with Spike though.
He wants this bit of nastiness between you two to end just as much as you do. Just talk to him, Twilight.
Just talk to him.
I need to leave.
Yes,
I
fast.
slowly begin to back away from Rarity. Her smile drops into a bemused frown. At the same time,
Has she got red eyes though? Has Rarity got red eyes or
and
something?
I feel as though I can breathe properly again. But my mind is already made up.
There's a...
I need to leave.
Yes, there's a spirit inside the in the boutique.
Rarity asks, rising from her seat. Is something the matter?
Yes.
Twilight. I shake my head and continue to back away, not giving her an answer.
Yeah, just get out of there. Twilight, get out of there.
Twilight, dear, you look like you've seen a ghost.
I think Rarity's seen the ghost.
Nervousness creeping into her voice. Your face is horribly pale, and you're shaking like a leaf.
She's not a leaf, technically.
I'm sorry, Rarity.
Very sorry.
I have to go.
Go.
I quickly stammer out.
Just leave because it's not safe there.
Thanks for everything, but...
But what?
Rarity presses, taking a step towards me. Twilight, what's wrong?
I can't say.
I need to leave.
Now.
Rarity calls out my name again, but my horn is already lit, and her cry is cut off as I briefly snap out of existence in a bright magenta-colored flash of light.
Is she teleported then?
Chapter 5.
What's with the music?
I no longer know what to
very
expect once I
depressing
at the Golden
music.
Oak Library. But after what I witnessed,
there goes Freebo again.
After what I felt, I realize I have to confront Spike sooner rather than later.
Yes.
No matter how much the idea unnerves me.
Whatever the cost may be.
I know he's still having that recurring dream, and I have no doubt he's been listening to that cat. But I don't know to what end.
Yeah.
There's still a lot I don't know, and I also realize now that Rarity was right.
Well, she's very active now.
I should have spoken to Spike much earlier, even if it didn't amount to...
Was it safe to leave Spike with Rarity though?
Now for some reason, I feel like it's too late. And that thought is only reinforced when I search the library and find no trace of my faithful assistant. I shout Spike's name.
I had a feeling that Spike wasn't there. Spike has gone on a journey, maybe.
Creak of the floorboards beneath my hooves, and as I make my way up the stairs to my bedroom, the soft fluttering of wings near the window. I look over to see Owlicious roosted on the windowsill, his beady black eyes locked onto mine.
She's awake.
I look at him and remember that I'd planned to use him to send Luna my letter. But as I stand here alone and out of sorts, I realize the impracticality.
You need help, Twilight, don't you?
At least, as far as things stand now.
Yeah.
I have no idea when Spike will return, so I take the opportunity to write
will he ever return? Or is something holding him back to return?
It's a difficult feat, but definitely doable.
Difficult feat?
I've thoroughly explored Canterlot Castle
many
times.
I'm actually sorry.
And as a filly. I've never actually seen Luna's bed chambers, so my only choice is to make the letter appear where Princess Celestia can see it and give it to her sister. Thankfully,
but she might be in the dream realm though.
The sun and Luna raises the moon, And with all haste, I pull a quill, some ink, and a piece of parchment.
Why don't you warn her in your dreams, Twilight?
The letter I write is clear, concise, and to the point.
To the point, yeah.
In it, I simply state my worry that something malevolent may have burrowed its way into Spike's subconscious, and is possibly using his dreams as a medium to hatch some sort of scheme against me and my friends. I give as much detail as
I'm getting a flashback of one of Sparrow's readings.
That Spike is currently missing, and prepare to send the finished letter when Owlicious alights on the desk in front of me. He tilts his head and looks at me expectantly, but I shake my head and gently push him away, letting him know that this is something I have to do.
You have to do, Twilight?
My horn blazes to life, and after a full minute of intense focus, the letter disappears in a flash. The spell leaves me momentarily breathless.
Do you think Luna's gonna get it? Do you think Luna's gonna get the actual letter?
With that task finally done, all I can do now is wait for Spike to return from wherever he's vanished off to. But a full hour passes by, and he doesn't return. I do receive
has he gone to the Dragonland?
Celestia in the form of another letter.
Or a cave or something?
In her letter,
really?
She tells me that she's sorry to hear about me and Spike, and that her sister is looking into the matter in her own way.
In her own way?
Statement. I can only assume she means that Luna is doing some form of research directly within the dream realm. My mind isn't put completely at ease.
But where is Spike?
But I feel the tight knot in my stomach.
Is Spike stuck in a dream?
In the interim,
that's a possibility.
For the results of
and there's sleepiness or something.
I spend more time pondering what this supposed secret that I'm hiding could be. But still, any possible answers elude me. I try, as I always do lately, to ignore the ominous veil that now covers the entire library. But in the silence,
the library's quite small though, isn't it?
It presses in on me, stronger than before. Again, it becomes harder to breathe, and in my growing fear, I reach out and
one of your first readings,
hoping for some kind of comfort
Sparrow.
As I hold him close. He turns his head fully around to look at me, but doesn't protest.
No.
For a time, I simply sit there in my chair, holding on to my other, more nocturnal assistant, and wait for what feels like an age. Luna has long since...
Is Spike having his one of those, how many years naps?
Its pale glow, bright and clear.
Is it 8? Is it 8? 8? Oh, is it 8?
I watch it
8 hour
and
nap.
wonder what Luna's found in her search, wondering why it's taking so long to respond. I wonder if she's okay, or if she's run into some kind of trouble. Time wears on. As my
time wears on indeed, yeah.
Before I'm even aware of it, both my body and eyelids have grown heavy from the lack of sleep I've suffered over the last few days.
Well,
for all the discomfort I feel in my own
you need to sleep, Twilight, though, but is sleep the best thing to do, though?
Eventually, darkness overtakes my vision as my eyes shut completely, and for an instant, I'm gone.
You've gone to sleep.
Something whispers my name in the dark.
Twilight.
Its voice is gurgling and wet, and carries the slow rattle of some pony on the brink of death.
Twilight. Ooh. What's with that music?
My eyes snap open, and adrenaline floods my veins. Every nerve in my body...
She's in the dream realm!
And
yes!
sudden vertigo turns my stomach. I try to fight down nausea as I scan my surroundings.
She's in the dream realm, she's into the dream realm.
Namely, that I'd fallen out of my chair at some point, and that Owlicious is nowhere to be seen. The room also seems darker than it was before, but I'm not sure if that's actually
this is not the real. I don't think this is the real.
In any case.
Library. This has to be a dream, or the nightmare dream, or dream nightmare. One of the two.
Over in the process. The contact makes me jump, and a distant knock from somewhere else makes me shriek.
Bloody hell, make me shriek as well.
So tightly strung that I feel like I'm about to snap. A loud, sharp pop that comes from right behind me pushes me over the edge. Not even bothering to uncover the source of whatever just occurred behind me, I throw open the door to my bedroom and flee down the stairs, right towards the origin of that insistent knocking. I stopped myself short as I reached the main room where the front door
sense danger, Twilight! I sense danger!
Silently. I looked from the door to the
I sensed real danger.
a jumbled mess, and at a loss for what to do. With my heart pounding against my ribs, I light my horn and prepare to make
Really?
a escape
Really?
a blind teleport. In my panic, I don't have the wherewithal to think of a specific location, so that's all I can do. Just as I'm about to cast the spell, I hear an anxious and familiar voice just past the door.
Spike or Luna?
My eyes widen with recognition, and I let the teleportation spell fizzle out without having sent me anywhere.
Twilight?
Says the
Rarity?
voice, accompanied by another.
Rarity?
Twilight, dear. Are you in there? It's Rarity.
Why is Twilight there?
Rarity. Relief begins to wash away the fear until I remember what happened earlier today. And with the memory, the relief is replaced
Is Rarity trapped as well?
and suspicion. At least until I hear Rarity's next words.
Twilight, if you can hear me, I've brought the other girls with me.
She says,
I hope you don't mind, but after your departure earlier, I decided it might be best to let the others know the situation at Hoof.
What
I'm really
situation?
worried about you and Spike. Can you please let us in?
It's a trap! It's
once again,
always a
relief
trap!
begins to creep in, only to be shoved back down by even more suspicion.
Very
With
suspicious.
the way she'd been acting before, I'm not sure if I can trust what she says.
Don't trust
So I say
her.
nothing and wait to see what she says next. My brows raise in surprise at the sound of another voice. This
Is it
one
Spike?
holding an unmistakable rasp.
Is it Rarity or
Why are we just waiting around out here?
Rainbow Dash? I knew it was Rainbow Dash. I had a feeling it was Rainbow Dash.
Find out what's going on.
Rainbow Dash?
Rainbow Dash.
Yes.
Another voice speaks up in response.
It's only a library during the day.
Comes the familiar.
Oh my gosh,
and
Applejack!
Irritated twang of Applejack.
Something is up! Something is up! This is a trap! This... Get out of there, Twilight! Colstein! Help!
What if she's having one of her, you know...
There's a brief pause before Rainbow speaks
Is
again.
it the...
This time,
It's
in a
the
state-
monsters that's doing this? Or is it the conscience from Spike is doing it? I don't know.
I frown at that, and slightly move closer to the door until I'm standing just inches away.
Inches away.
I think I might have heard some kind of commotion from inside just a bit ago.
You did?
Says Fluttershy in a voice so quiet I almost can't hear her.
It sounded like it came from upstairs. I'm not really sure.
It has to be a
I
trap!
listen intently.
It has
as
to
the
be
girls
a
continue
bloody
to
trap.
deliberate on what to do, and the distinct lack of Pinkie's bombastic voice doesn't escape my notice. After a few moments, it's decided by majority vote to enter the library regardless of whether or not I answer.
She's very
In
savage.
response, I choose to open the door, but only just enough for them to
So,
see my face.
all the ponies silly falling down
For some
here.
reason. The idea of them all in the library just makes me more uncomfortable than being alone. Just as
It's
already said,
suspicious!
they're all there standing outside my door. Except for Pinkie, who I don't see at all. I search each of their surprised faces, and a spark of warmth and gratitude flickers in my chest. But my relentless caution and anxiety snuffs that out almost immediately.
Right, okay.
Twilight!
Oh, hello, Rosie.
Verdi is the first to exclaim. We were just about to let ourselves in. Fluttershy thinks you may have gotten yourself into some kind of trouble. She trails off and studies my features.
When did
for a
Twilight-
second
when did
before her
Twilight,
expression shifts to a
tell
mix of
Fluttershy
concern
what's
and
going on?
disappointment. Darling, you look just as shaken as the last time I saw you. And your mane. All that work. Forget that. Rainbow cuts in. pushing
Tell me
Verdi
what's
aside
happened to
and
Spike!
getting in my face. What's all this about you and Spike getting into a fight?
What?
What happened? I'm fine. I lie, my words coming out far more curt
It wasn't
than
really
I
a fight, was it? Technically.
I didn't really get into a fight.
I just said that! I just fucking said that!
First conversation.
I just said that!
Things had gotten this bad. To be honest, I'm not really sure what happened.
You don't?
When I look at the others, I can see a mix of different emotions. I see pity.
Flurry of emotions.
Applejack gives me a sympathetic frown, probably thinking of his own family. And Rainbow Dash just looks confused. I realize in the brief silence that follows my words,
the sounds of silence,
that they want to help, that they want to come inside.
That's what she said.
I don't want them inside this library.
No, because it's bad news.
But everything will be okay once I talk with Spike. I'm sure. I continue before any of the others have a chance to speak.
Twilight senses danger. Well, I'm holding this. Spike senses danger. No. Twilight senses danger.
The problem is that he disappeared again. I don't know where he is.
We don't know.
I mostly say this to Rarity, but they all react exactly as I expect them to.
Oh?
Surprise, worry, and bewilderment passes between them all, and they talk over one another in an effort to console and question me. Applejack looks less convinced than the others, and her slightly narrowed eyes tell me she knows there's something off about my words, but I try to ignore it. It's Rainbow's comment that
which of the ponies are real though, or is it all a bloody trap?
What the hey are you doing hiding yourself in the library?
That's where she lives.
She asks accusingly. Shouldn't you be out there somewhere looking for him?
If you know where to look.
I reply without missing a beat.
We need to look for clues.
I think it's better if I stay here and wait for him. He's been out there longer than normal though, and it might be best if I go after all.
You need to send a missing dragon bulletin.
My ears perk up and my eyes widen.
Sorry.
As though I've suddenly come up with an idea.
Idea!
Do you think you all can search the area for me? Maybe see if you can find out where he went?
Yeah, sure.
Of course we will, darling.
Of course we are.
Freddy answers immediately. I can't imagine where he'd want to go at a time like this, but rest assured,
cave?
We'll find him.
We'll find him together.
He turns to the others expectantly.
We got this together!
Isn't that right, girls?
Yes!
I hate to think he might be out there somewhere lost and alone.
Aww.
Fluttershy replies, bowing her head and giving me that same pitying look as before. Don't worry, Twilight. Like I already said, we'll find out.
I still don't know if this is a trap or something.
Sound. Thanks, you two.
Thanks.
I say with a small smile of gratitude, knowing full well that they probably won't.
I wonder if Twilight's got nothing else up her sleeves.
My smile fades as I remember the absence of one particular pony.
Oh?
By the way, where's Pinkie? She didn't come with you?
Oh, wow, where is Pinkie?
Something else to take care of. Something important.
Something important? Does Pinkie know the truth?
Says she's awful sorry she can't be there for you right now, but she'll make it up to you. Oh.
That's not like Pinkie Pie though.
Unsure of what to make of that. Alright then, I guess.
I'm sure she's there if someone's in danger, if some pony's in danger.
Both of whom are staring back at me with looks I don't like.
No, I don't like it at all.
What about you two? I don't know, Twi.
You don't know Twi?
Rainbow Dash says slowly.
Why?
I guess I can understand waiting for him here, but I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
You don't look too hot yourself.
She's very hot.
For a moment. Her frown
Sorry.
thoughtful,
Sorry.
Then resolute.
Resolute, yeah.
Alright, fine.
Fine.
You wanna stay here and wait for him? That's all well and good.
Can I join you?
There's no way I'm gonna let you wait alone.
Shit!
Something the cat dragged in.
Sorry!
I wince at her choice of words and grimace at her implied suggestion.
Oh dear.
Rainbow, that's okay.
Rainbow Dash.
I protest. I'll be fine on my own. Oh no you don't.
Oh no you... Oh.
Rainbow Dash replies, shaking her head.
I'm staying with you.
How you get, Twilight.
Less than
Someone needs
0.
to be there in case you get all... Why don't you head out with Rarity and Fluttershy, Rainbow? Applejack interjects, not taking her eyes off me.
No.
You're the fastest out of all of us, and I'm willing to bet you can spot Spike a lot quicker from above.
Are you already in bed though?
She steps forward, and I find myself shrinking back a step.
I'm not sure this is a dream or they're sleepwalking. I don't know what's going on.
You'll be a darn sight more helpful than me out there. I'll stay and make sure Twilight doesn't do anything crazy.
She's already crazy? Or is Spike gone crazy? Or gone mad?
I think she's going to, but then she seems to think about it.
Yeah.
Another second passes, and she groans irritably before jabbing a hoof in Applejack's direction. Alright, fine.
Fine!
She concedes, flying over to where Rarity and Fluttershy are standing.
Oh.
The two share a worried glance, but Rainbow ignores them and continues speaking to me and Applejack.
Ship.
I'll find Spike and be back before you can blink. And with that,
we know where to look
she shoots up
though.
into the night sky and vanishes in an instant.
We don't know where she. We don't know where Spike is though.
After a few more
The Millpool
and some well-wishing, Rarity and Fluttershy follow soon after, albeit at
Psychological,
much slower,
okay.
but no less urgent pace. That leaves me and Applejack standing alone, me on one side of the doorway and her on the other. We stare at each other.
I just realised something in the picture there actually.
And I feel the nausea return as I look into Applejack's hard green eyes.
Spike's got graded eyes.
Well,
graded eyes.
That, I reckon.
It's, the colour's gone
Applejack
from Spike's
finally
eyes
says,
or something.
Now, how about we hit inside and talk about what's really going on?
Does Applejack know? Chapter 6.
I wilt under Applejack's stern glare, my ears flattening against my head. I'd known Applejack might know there was more to what I'd said, but I was hoping she'd trust me enough to leave things be. Apparently I was expecting too much, and now she was here in the library's main room, and she wanted answers. Answers that I might not be able to give.
Why Applejack though?
Now I don't want to go placing any blame or throw any accusations around willy-nilly. Applejack's
I can't even say that, willy-nilly.
Expression and tone softened somewhat. I don't know nearly enough about what's going on to do anything like that.
No.
But something definitely smells rotten about all of this.
Yes.
She sweeps her eyes over the library's interior. Though there's all manner of objects, various books, and knickknacks.
I'm still alive on my second
the place feels barren,
link.
And
Second or third link is fine.
As a grave. Applejack visibly shivers and turns back to me.
Oh.
This place is giving me the willies. She mutters.
She's giving it the willies, okay?
I don't know how you can stand it, being all alone like this. She focuses that intense gaze back on me.
I'm sure you've been alone as well.
What the hey happened here?
I don't know.
Something about you and Spike having some kind of fallout, but she was a bit.
It's not a fallout.
Oh, come on!
Really, Sweetie Belle?
Wondering whether or not I should just tell her. It's not like I know much more than she does at this point.
No.
But what would that accomplish, really?
Not a lot.
What could she possibly do to help? The only one in a position to do anything remotely useful is...
Ropes?
Luna!
Luna?
I suddenly cry, remembering that I'd been waiting for her report on the cat creature.
Luna? Where's Luna?
I can't believe I almost forgot!
Luna! Where's Luna?
Startles Applejack, and she takes a step back, giving me a bewildered look. Luna?
Luna?
She repeats. Well, hey, does Princess Luna have to do with all this? But I've stopped listening.
You'd be surprised.
Altogether. My mind goes back to the sound I'd heard just before I fled down the stairs in a panic. And I feel like an idiot once I realize what the sound actually was.
Doors opening?
Mentally cursing myself for the mindless fear of
hello!
I wrap my horn in a magenta glow. But before I can teleport back
I've
to
got
my room,
a cat with me. The moment you get cat in the story, you got the cat here. The cat here's the cat creature. Hello, cat.
Her frustration dulls the country twang in her voice. For book's sake, slow down and tell me what you're on about, Philly. I look at her.
The cat is back! Oh dear.
I begin, swallowing hard and craning my neck around to look back at my bedroom door at the top of the staircase.
Oh?
I feel Applejack press her hoof deeper into my shoulder and whip around to face her again, words quickly spilling out of my mouth before I can stop them. Just give me a few minutes and I'll tell you everything I know. I promise.
How much you gonna tell her though?
Applejack opens her mouth, then shuts it again and
really?
my eyes for any kind of deceit.
Deceit.
My eyes are wide with desperation and my body is itching with impatience, but I hold her gaze. I don't care whether or not she knows what I know anymore.
Oh?
I don't care if she ends up thinking I'm crazy when I mention the unseen gaze, the cat in Spike's dreams, or whatever that was back at Rarity's boutique.
Cat in...
The only thing
Where's
that
Spike?
matters to me
Where's
in that
Spike?
moment is the letter waiting
Tell
for
me,
me
where
back
is
in my
Spike?
room.
Where's Spike?
I'm
Tell
not
me
sure
where's
if Applejack
Spike?
is mistaking my
Where's Spike?
desperation for earnestness, but evidently, she's satisfied by whatever she sees.
Flashlight City gone!
Pulls her hoof from my shoulder and steps back.
You too close.
Alright.
Social distancing.
Go on then. She finally says, her mouth set in a firm line.
Oh yeah?
Do what you gotta do.
Do what you
I'll
gotta
be
do.
here, and I'll be expecting an explanation when you're done. You hear me? Yes. Thank you. Applejack.
Surely they are tired,
I
aren't
reply,
they?
letting out a quiet sigh of relief. I was prepared to pinky promise if I had to, but apparently
pinky
that
swear!
wasn't going to be necessary this time. I just need to check something, and I'll be right back down. I finally unleashed the teleportation spell I'd been holding on to, and in a flash, I appear at my desk right next to the overturned chair.
What chair?
Sure enough, I see a neatly rolled scroll sitting comfortably amidst the various clutter of books, inkwells, used quills, and stray parchment atop the desk.
Are we still in the
I take the
library?
scroll on my magic and practically tear it open before reading over it.
Oh yeah?
Twilight Sparkle. I've done a thorough search of the dream realm and have encountered no such creature as the one you described in your letter. Furthermore, I cannot see the dreams of your dragon assistant, nor can I sense his presence.
No, can't. Well,
Wherever he is, either he is not asleep or something has hit him.
can't you teleport him here?
In the dream realm.
Or not here technically, but in the
While
in the
this is a
story.
troubling thought, and while I will continue to look into this situation further, I am afraid I can offer you no more aid at the moment without additional
Oh, it's
information.
Luna's letter.
Until then, I have more duties I must return to. I bid you good luck in your search, and may the stars guide you and Spike safely through the night.
Luna doesn't seem too wide there.
My heart sinks like a stone into water. I fall to my haunches, my legs numb with disbelief, and my eyes still glued to the now useless
Spike
piece
is
of
lost
parchment
somewhere.
floating before me. I don't
Spike
know
is-
how much time I spend sitting there staring at the letter, but eventually I let it slip from my magical grasp.
It's
and
like
gently
hope
float
is
to
all
the floor.
lost.
Unbidden or perhaps out of habit, my mind runs through all the other options and solutions available to me, but the more I think, the harder it becomes to keep those thoughts in order. I grab onto one idea.
What
only
idea?
To have it scatter like leaves in the wind an instant later. It's the same with the next idea, then the next,
And the
the
next.
next,
Yeah.
and the next one after that.
Yes. Tell me next is
I
there.
can't keep my focus. My head starts to pound painfully. My body begins to tremble. I feel sick and it takes everything I have to keep the bile down. I try to control my breathing, but my breath comes out in short, sporadic gasps.
Twilight,
I
just
feel
cry.
lightheaded
You
and
need to
scared,
let go of
and
the
I can
emotion
feel that
inside
double
you.
gaze pressing in on all sides, weighing me down and making me fight for every bit of my sanity. I want to scream. I
Go on
need
then.
to scream.
Go on
I
then.
can't get enough air in my lungs to pull it off. I want to run. I want to leave this place and never come back, but I can't focus enough to teleport and my legs refuse to budge.
You
It's
need
like a
to
dam burst somewhere.
you need to
inside me,
sleep
and I can
properly.
feel myself being washed away. It's like I've lost all control. Like
Yes.
all the fear, panic, anxiety, and stress I'd been building up for almost 2
You
weeks
need
has
help
suddenly been
by
unleashed all at
Discord,
once.
maybe? I don't know.
I'm spiraling. I
Out of
can't
control.
think. I can't breathe. I can't take it anymore. It needs,
Don't give up, Twilight.
It needs to stop. It has to. Because if it doesn't, then I might
Fail.
I seize up at the sudden sensation of a small but warm embrace.
Oh?
Everything stops. The panic, the fear, the anxiety.
Have
the
you got
madness,
protection there? Have you got protection
all of it
there?
coalesces into one singular emotion as I slowly drag my teary, wide-eyed gaze to the small purple dragon hugging my lower half for all he's worth. Utter shock.
The love?
Spike?
Spike's
I
there?
spoke in a hoarse whisper, barely able to believe what I'm seeing.
Is this right? Is this happening?
Back.
Is he actually
He
back?
looks at me with those large predatory green eyes and smiles a bright and reassuring smile. My heart melts at the sight, and suddenly I feel like my whole world has realigned. Everything
Spike
falls back
return,
into its
or
proper
something's
place
up?
as I scoop the dragon up into my hooves and squeeze him tight. You're back, I whisper again.
I don't think he's
Tears stream down
back.
my face, and my voice is quiet.
Something is
but
wrong.
thick
I'm not
with
sure if this is the
emotion.
end of the story, but there's something is wrong.
If any pony were to see me right now, it probably would have looked like I hadn't seen him in years.
That's true.
And to me, that's exactly what it feels like as I look into his eyes. You came back, and there's so much I want to tell you.
So much.
I put
Tell
Spike
you.
down, and he brushes himself off before placing a gentle claw on my leg.
I love you.
He continues to look at me with his warm and comforting smile as he speaks.
I miss
It's
you.
all right, Twilight. I know things have been kind of weird between us lately, but I'm here for you, Twi.
Aww.
I'll always be here for you.
Aww. Is that the end of the story? It leaves me questions. Okay, that is Sparrow reads I'm Sorry Twilight, My Little Pony Fanfic reading Psychological Cosmic Horror, Part 2. Okay, something tells me in this story, in this chapter 2, or part 2, that it seems like it's a trap. It seems like it's a trap. We don't know if the monster, whatever it is controlling the other main 6 ponies. Even Twilight senses something is wrong with the other ponies, of friends. And also the question is, one of the questions is the monster where it is controlling them? Are we in the dream realm? Did Spike actually leave the library? Or is he still missing? Why is Luna not taking this thing more seriously? Why is Luna not taking this more seriously? I don't know if Celestia should be told as well to show the light towards what is going on. I can't believe as well how I predicted some of the dialogue or something in the story. I keep doing that. I did that last time. I predicted probably a line or a situation that, like in part 1, I predicted a shapeshifter. Is that actually Spike that's with Twilight now in its last chapter? Or is it another, as they call it, it's a trap? Why am I showing hands? It's a trap! It's a trap! We don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know if there's more to the story. I expect there is, in a sense, because there's so many unanswered questions. So many unanswered questions, and We don't know if Spike was so spiteful about things. I don't know.
Seriously?
Sorry, Abba really am sorry. And it was kind of a rarity for Rarity to be acting so unnatural towards Twilight.
Seriously?
Sorry, Abba really am sorry. A hint of Twi-dashing shipping? Maybe it happened in a flash, I don't know.
Trust
Seriously?
me, I was shipping like crazy while reading it, like, ship.
We don't know if there's something more to this story. I expect there is more in Sparrow Reads. I'm Sorry Twilight, My Little Pony Fanfic Reading, Psychological Cosmic Horror, Part 3, which will be coming up very soon. Oh, yes. Well, hope you like this reaction, and all my reaction videos I do, and I will see you next time. Oh, yes.
And I'll fly